Welcome everyone to officially it's 42. It's podcast 42.
Woo! 40. Hi, I was gonna say it in Spanish.
40,
Cuarenta?
I thought you were saying it like pick up a 40, bitch.
A 40, bitch.
40. We should have had you on episode 40, so we could open you up with 40.
40
it's episode
bitches.
40.
It's 42.
That's not
There
right.
we go.
That's not
That's
right.
completely
I'm
correct.
totally going with Mason.
That is
completely
not
correct.
right. It's
So
cuatro dos.
Yep, quadro.
no, that's how it
4-2.
works. Yep,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
guess,
we say in English is 4-2,
that's true.
right?
No, yeah, that's what I heard.
That's exactly how we do it.
Yep.
All right, good podcast.
Hey, you guys, this is a special podcast. As you're probably noticing, I did some extra editing work this time around. I'm having videos of what we're talking about
Say
as much as I can.
You added Kevin in.
He's
not even
Kevin
really
is here.
No, he's not
Yeah,
even
Oh, I just
Not
added him
even
in. I just like all the spaces,
Yeah.
the reactions.
Dude,
just-
it's an
anything he's
AI.
ever done,
It's
you just-
AI with my programming. He's programmed some program to make.
I just didn't
every word.
sleep for like 72 hours.
Kevbot. You're
Kevbot,
Kevbot
yeah.
live on the podcast.
Dude, hell yeah, man.
We wanted to do this. Obviously, this is going to be coming out Tuesday. We're recording this on Saturday evening on the 30th of December. But the plan is, and I'm pretty sure we're going to stick to it, January 1st, our Game of the Year show came out with our 6 picks, and that'll come out into this. I just wanted to do
Extra
this.
spicy.
Yeah, right? This is
Yeah.
the extra spicy part.
Extra
Yeah, I
spicy.
like
Hell
that.
yeah.
I like that.
The thing is, like, I was writing down games at work the other day.
Yeah.
I was getting paid to do this.
Dude, nice, man.
I was writing down all
Story
these
of my
games,
life.
like the amount of...
The
The
dream.
dream.
This is like half of the shit that came out, but these are like games that I would feel were
Yeah.
notable releases, and like
Yeah.
there's so much more to talk about here. Even though we picked 6 of our favorite games,
Yeah.
there's a lot of games that I could have easily have put in there.
Oh yeah, there was a ton. This year was actually the best year in recent history.
Yeah,
for
I mean,
me.
we liked 16.
Yeah,
but
16 was good.
17 was
17
on
is
another fucking level.
ridiculous. So many good games. So many good. Like I
They're
honestly
horrible, by
like
the way.
going into 2017. I didn't expect much. You know, because my tastes kind of have changed from what I usually typically do. Like back when you and I lived together,
Sure.
there was a lot of Mass Effect, a lot of single player RPGs. But ever since Overwatch came out, I'm playing a lot of Overwatch, and I'm really not playing much else. So for the fact that a game was able to yank me out of Overwatch and make me play single player games again, it was a great year for great single player games. So.
For all kinds of stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, it was every kind of genre you can think of.
Yeah.
There was a big release for it, and so I just figured we could take a podcast to just kind of talk about the year and everything.
Halo.
Obviously, we just did our Game of the Year
Mm-hmm.
Game of the Year video. We each got to pick 2 games.
Yeah.
How was it hard for you guys to pick? Did you know like a long time ago, like, oh, this is easy, I picked these 2? Like,
For me it was, I already knew exactly, like once the end of the year, like around November, December came out, I kind of solidified my picks, and I was like, I'm happy with the choices.
and you just,
made,
I love that confident.
Yeah, I'm like, these are 2 of my favorite games this year, so it was easy for me. So.
Yeah.
I felt the complete opposite.
Yeah, I know it was.
I've been horrified about this podcast.
I blame
for
PUBG.
3 months. Me too, and we'll get to that.
You should have just had PUBG as 2. Like,
It's 2 games. You're like PUBG Map 1, PUBG Map 2.
Pre-release and post-release.
They both came out in 2017.
Yeah,
It's
I know,
true.
right?
It's true. No, yeah, I've been horrified about this podcast, and then I did have like a slight bump of confidence where I was like, "Yeah, this will be really easy." And then I realized almost every game I played this year was from the prior year,
2016. Yeah.
because they're all really competitive multiplayer games, which is kind of my new thing.
Plus, you're also
apparently.
catching up on games.
I'm catching up on stuff.
2000, again, you mentioned earlier, 2016 was a great year too. So
Yeah, it was a great year for me this year,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I know,
but,
right?
so I'm sure I'll catch 2017 next year.
Next year,
when I
yeah.
get a Switch and everything, and finally finish Horizon, which we'll talk about, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I actually was not going to give you shit about it.
You should. I give myself shit about it in my recording.
Oh,
Why
So,
okay.
don't you- why don't you ever finish Horizon, bro?
Because I'm a piece of shit, man. Ask Ian.
Yeah.
But no, man, it's good. Are we going to dive right into what we picked?
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, obviously, people who have watched it, they have already seen our picks, but I just, we limited it to, like, kind of a small paragraph where we just very briefly summarize, hey, this is the game, this is why I loved it, and this is my pick. So if there was anything that you were, like, wanting to say outside of that, or just any additional things or stories about the games,
if you're right, everyone heard it already. Who's listening to this, most likely? I would have chosen Horizon as one of my game of the years, but I know you, Ian, are choosing that for one of yours. So I felt I didn't want to do it an injustice by giving it like some shitty summary, and then you bust it open with like this crazy montage.
Mine wasn't crazy.
And
You
big
heard
words
it.
and big fancy English words.
Was mine big and fancy?
And,
It was quite regal.
quite regal, indeed.
Really?
No.
I was like,
Just giving you shit. No, it was good. It
was really good. But I didn't want there to be two of one game, and then we talked about me doing Fortnite and PUBG, and I was like,
dude,
I can't
I
just
told him you should
why
do
didn't you?
it.
For 5 seconds, and I know you're being sarcastic.
No, I'm not.
I'm not.
Serious.
I know you're not. I know he is.
No.
I considered it.
That's your fault.
I considered it. It's completely his fault. I considered it for 5 seconds. I didn't want to do 2 battle royale games.
Dude, you're the battle royale guy, though.
I realize that out of us 3, I am the battle royale guy.
Yeah.
But the games, they're different, obviously, but they're not different enough to write 300 individual words. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I get that.
Fortnite is goofy PUBG.
Yeah.
Like it's what it
It really is.
I see.
It really
Yeah,
is.
I get you.
I love both games, and you know that.
You're going to basically end up saying the same thing.
Yeah, it'll be the same thing. And, it's more of like a wide view of why I like that game so much.
Okay,
PUBG. I mean.
Did you drop like a Fortnite mention? So we're recording this before we've recorded our stuff for Gaming of the Year show. So sometimes we're not.
Well, I really wanted to add like a Fortnite mention at the beginning and like kind of where I fell in love with Battle Royale, but I didn't know how long to go on it. That was kind of before we talked about it, and then and I knew I didn't want to just barely talk about Fortnite. I wanted to give it the credit it deserved. Yeah. So I didn't add anything in there to it. Maybe I'll ad lib something. Yeah. But yeah, my 2 picks, if you're listening, were Destiny 2 and PUBG.
Good picks.
So I felt like for games that were released this year, they had the biggest impact on what I was playing.
You spent the most time.
Between
those 3, probably.
Yeah, I mean, and for games that were released this year, we talked about it kind of jokingly, but it's not a joke. I only played like 4 of them.
And there's games in here that I was surprised that you didn't get a chance to play.
Yeah, and I mean, Horizon I obviously played, but I never finished.
Right.
Which I had jokes about in the pre-writing, which would have been funny, but I still kind of allude to it. But other than that, I mean, I don't have the means to play Zelda or Mario.
Right,
currently.
neither do I.
I wish I did.
Me too, dude.
I guarantee Zelda would have made it for one of us.
Yeah.
For sure, because I wanted to play that game so bad.
Probably would have made it for all 3 of us. We would have had an issue on our
I didn't
hands.
play Persona just because I knew that game I'd become obsessed with. And like the time restraint stuff freaks me out. It gives me anxiety.
Yeah.
So like the planning every day on a time crunch.
Yeah.
Even Stardew does that to me.
I
I'm
know.
Fuck, I gotta get this.
I gotta go home and sleep, and I gotta water my plants, feed my animals.
But and as a transition into that, the games I played, the big games this year, Overwatch last year, Rainbow Six, I think 2 years ago.
So yeah, it may have been 2015.
Stardew 10 years ago.
10 years.
That was last year.
That was actually last year.
That was last year's game. In fact, that was you wrote a piece on it last year.
Yeah, and then we have PUBG and Fortnite and Horizon, Destiny 2. So.
When did PUBG's beta release? Is it
March.
Beginning of this year?
Yeah, it was
crazy.
Yeah, it was.
Isn't that weird?
It was in March,
crazy.
and then it's literally changed everything. Which I also talk about. Not everything, but they just hit 3.2 million concurrent viewers on Monday.
Yeah.
On Steam, which is
which
is more than double the record, which Dota 2 had at like 1 point whatever.
It's crazy, insane.
Which is nuts, dude.
Yeah, it's
absolutely
insane.
Crazy.
Yeah, all this fucking. There's something about that game that just harps on your basic.
It doesn't make any sense.
Instincts. No, because like it's like loot. There's a loot system, and Jeff, one of our friends, we play with. He's just obsessed with loot. He just
to
loves
a huge
it.
fault.
Yeah, to a huge fault.
He's getting you guys killed for it.
Yeah, but then there's also gun elements. There's a first person shooter element. There's like a survival element, kind of like a horror element, because really you're always looking everywhere. You're like always
your
aware
first couple
of
games. Go back and watch Kevin and I's first Let's Plays. We were terrified.
We were
the entire goddamn time. Every time we heard a gunshot, we'd freak out.
We're like, let's hide in this corner.
And I don't want to
watching you. I watched one of those because you wouldn't.
I think I won.
You wouldn't shoot anyone.
Yeah, because I was so terrible. I was so good.
I'm sorry, I'm motioning aiming a gun. You just aim a gun at a guy, and I'm like, is he gonna shoot?
At the time, dude, at the time, I didn't trust my PC.
Right, you're still getting used to it.
Yeah, I don't want to make this the PUBG cast, but I think
that's what I wanted this to be for, is to us to elaborate on some of our picks, like because it's brevity in the show. So feel free to talk about it.
I don't know. I think there's just something to it. I don't know what it is. I think you're right, Kevin. It's a lot of like a little bit of everything. What people want is all there, and you can play the game at your own pace. You don't have to engage anybody except for one guy at the end. I mean, if you can crawl your way to the end,
I know, right?
You just gotta kill one dude.
Even your girlfriend, she loves playing it just to get to the top 15, and then she hands it to you.
Fortnite is a little more her speed.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah,
okay,
PUBG freaks her out.
Yeah.
PUBG is way too big. She's like, what do I do? Fortnite, she loves Fortnite.
Yeah.
But what she loves to do is just like you said, which we might have talked about, she literally will loot the first 20 minutes of the game, and she'll make it to the top 2 and throw me the controller.
Yeah.
And now I have all this great loot.
And then you just go in and kick ass.
Because she lands out in Vietnam and gets all this crazy loot where no one's going to go that far. She spends her entire game just
running around.
Auto-running to the white. And then, just hands me the controller. I kill 3 guys and we win.
Yeah.
We won 4 games in a row. It was insane. Absolutely crazy. But
that's
good.
Which goes to show you the limits of our patience when we play the game.
Yeah, I know, right?
And we're like, fuck that, I'm not going out there and running around.
Yeah, and then you're
the people who do.
But that's what I'm saying is like there's different elements for different people that like the game.
And I'm under no illusions about the problems the game has, which I talk about in my piece as well. Very self-deprecating. It's not properly supported by the developer in any way. They're working on a mobile game when they should be fixing the goddamn game.
They're making an MMO instead of
PUBG and space MMO, and they should be just fixing the goddamn game. It has a lot of huge problems. The game barely played months ago. Barely could get to work.
They just released a patch saying they fixed the rubber banding. But then yesterday we were not fixed at all. We were playing. We're like, this isn't even worse. It felt even worse than it was before.
Which we didn't really test last night. But I was watching a Shroud Twitch stream who plays that game basically professionally. For like 40,000 people at a time, which is nuts. But he was testing everything that they said they patched. And he had a guy on the other end of a fence in his sights, like you did that other night. And they clearly stated in their patch notes, you can now shoot through fences, like chain link fences. Of course you can shoot through a chain link fence with a goddamn 5.56 AR-15. Yeah, but and he was doing just go. Didn't hit the guy once. He's like, oh, optimized, cool.
Oh my god.
It has a lot of problems, but
but there's just
it doesn't change the nature of the way it affected the landscape of gaming.
Absolutely not. Yeah, you're more critical of the things you love.
It turned a lot of heads, man, and I didn't want to pick it for Game of the Year just because I knew I'd get shit for it. And like, of course he picked PUBG. And
I don't like that.
Basically,
you pick the game that you like the best. I don't give a fuck about what anyone says.
Unfortunately, that's what it came down to. Is like I felt like I would be lying if I didn't pick it. I played the game for 160 hours.
Holy shit!
And I've had a PC.
You've had it for less than I have. You played more.
I've had a PC for less than a month.
That's insane, dude.
Or something like that. Like an actual PC I could play for less than a month.
Those time constraints, though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Dude, that's like me. No, that's like me sacrificing sleep.
Yeah.
Ask Kevin. Like,
he's up late.
I stream until like midnight now.
Yeah.
Like regularly, and that's a whole other thing. That game has done a lot for streaming, not only for me but for a lot of people. But it's a blast to play.
It's just addictive.
It's addictive. It's different every time. It's just weird.
You never know what's going to come around the corner. You know. So.
I like the sound design in it. I don't know what everyone talks about that, but it kind of sound very like.
And that's new.
Yeah,
that's new. Pre-release. The guns were a little weird. The bombs were like pew.
Like,
go pew in the background.
Back when it was a mod still.
My favorite sound is the bullets hitting the pan.
Oh my! You're running. Because then you just.
You're like, I just dodged death right there.
Literally dodged a bullet.
But
so how about you, Kevin? Man, either of your games, you kind of just like anything.
I
couldn't get out.
Oh yeah. I mentioned this in the short clip we did for our Game of the Year, but there's not enough positives that I could put to describe Zelda Breath of the Wild. There's just so much. There were just so many things about that game that surprised me. Honestly, in my description, I named it my favorite, if not probably in general the best Zelda game in the series. I honestly think.
Even over Ocarina.
I over Ocarina, and that means something, because
it means something to me.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's just like
I can't wait.
It's incredible. There's like the new direction that they take. Sometimes we give too much shit for people that take a series a different direction. They're like, oh, it doesn't work. But for Zelda Breath of the Wild, it works. Not only does it work, but it fits and it works so well. And there's just so many small details that the developers decided to put into the game that made it a larger sum of everything. There's small details like small physics, in-game physics. Like, let's say, for example, I remember there's like a magnet in the game, right? You can grab a magnet. So there's these goblins that will throw bombs at you. I grabbed the magnet, I grabbed the bomb out of the air, and I threw it right back at them. And I was like, wait, you could do this? Because the game never explains anything to you.
Yeah, my favorite part when Zelda came out earlier this year was that and I was never even a part of the conversation, but I watched a lot of it on Twitch.
Yeah.
And I liked hearing people talk about it because how crazy the game was. My favorite part was people discovering things that no one told you.
Yeah, no.
Like, there was no like FAQ about, can you throw bombs at goblins? Like,
no.
People were just figuring this shit out. And they were like, you can grab the bomb and just throw it back.
Dude,
and, like,
it was amazing because like Jamie and I talked about it, and he's all like, hey, did you know you can slide on your shield downhill? I'm like, what? Yeah. I'm like, he's like, yeah, if you just hold such and such going downhill, you slide on your shield.
Was it a weird button combo?
Yeah, I'm like, how did you find it? He's like, I was just smashing buttons one time, and I found that I could go down and you slide down. I'm like, that's amazing.
And then
I was like,
exploded.
I know. I'm
like,
holy shit. It was incredibly cool. And, it's just small things like that, and... it just creates this world that not only are you discovering the world, but you're discovering the stuff inside of the world. Like the small details of it.
It's nice the developers manage to create all that, and they don't insult your intelligence like
absolutely not.
Here's a large tutorial. Please read. Yes. Here's a video of what's going on.
Yeah, here's a poster board of telling you how to do things. Read it or something. Yeah. I'm just like, that was the like walking out of the cave. The first 5 minutes you're walking out of a cave, and you're just left to your own devices. The game is all like, figure it out. I'm like, what? I'm like, this is what? I was like, this is amazing. The story, there was a linear story this time. Doesn't mean that you have to play the game linear, like in linear fashion. Open world, there were so many things to do. So instead of temples this time around, there's shrines, over 100 shrines in the game. There's platforming puzzles, tests of strength, and all. There's just so many things. I've at one point, my fondest memory of the game is at one point I told myself, I'm tired of being broke because I always had to buy arrows and potions and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm gonna farm gold. I'm gonna go and try to figure out how to make the most money or whatever. And at one point, I was just hunting deer for the entire game, and I'm like, for like 20 hours. I didn't realize it until I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I've just been doing this for 20 hours, just hunting deer. And I'm like, what's wrong with me?
There's no deer population.
I was like, literally, I would get home from work, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna kill like 20 deer. I'm gonna get off and make some food. Blah blah blah. I'm just like, I did that every day for like two or 3 weeks. I know. I was just in this forest hunting deer, and like the world's going to chaos and shit. But no, it makes sense because the game itself will. I know one of your things is like you hate when the story's progressing, but you're not making any progress.
Yeah, it's like in one day the world will be destroyed.
And look at a fish. It's not like that too. So that I want to bring up the point where the game itself sets you on an initial task, and the initial task is to activate these 4 like guardians, right? And they don't give you a time limit. You just activate them when you can.
And there's no impending thing going on.
Exactly. There's no like uber chaos thing going on or anything like that.
I love that because it frees the back of my mind.
Exactly. That's what, like, when I'm playing that game, I think of nothing else but living in that world. And I'm like, that was a unique thing for me at the time. Like I mentioned earlier in the podcast, I've been playing a lot of just competitive multiplayer games of recent years. And the reason why is because I haven't been able to find that single player game that was like Mass Effect, say, for example, that was able to rip me out of my reality and put me in this world. And when I started playing Zelda, it did that for me, and I just forgot about the world and it's played Zelda for hours a day, and it was fun. There's one thing that I did not like, and this might just be, I'm not sure if it's on the Switch or not, but on the Wii U, because I bought it on the Wii U, there's like some of the platforming puzzles have like this fucking just awkward like 3D maneuvering thing. You know how like the Wii U pad thing? Yeah. So there's some of that, but I'm not sure if that's on the Switch or not. So
I'm sure it is.
Yeah,
they have the
motion control too. But mine was so annoying because I was playing on the Wii U Pro controller most of the game. So whenever that came up, you would have to switch to the Wii U pad and do the little thing. But other than that, the game, there's so much depth to it. Like, I wish I could talk more about it, and like, I just want to talk to somebody in depth about it.
I know.
Like,
I trust me. I know.
Yeah, I know. I was like, but yeah, it's a great game, and I enjoy the hell out of it.
Ian, real quick, if I could, just not to
go, dude, take it.
Because I just want to talk about it real quick. Because you were in my stream the other night when I was playing Assassin's Creed Origins. Kevin wasn't on, so I figured I'd play something single player. And I got that for free when I purchased a part from a PC. That and Total War, Warhammer 2, which I'm excited to play after Warhammer 1, which you graciously gifted to me for Christmas.
Dude, I wanted to have Mortal Empires.
Yeah.
And you can't have Mortal Empires in 2 without
You know how
the
when you
first
gift someone something on Steam, you can write them like a message?
Yeah.
He was basically like, bitch, get off PUBG and play this goddamn game. Which
I know he's going to like it.
Yeah, I know.
No, I know I'm going to like it too, but...
It's like I feel like I walk around our group of friends with a giant plate of
hey guys!
all kinds of different cookies that are delicious.
Hey guys, try these
and
cookies!
I'm like, dude, these are great. Like, yeah, it looks good, but I'm good.
We're all eating carrots.
Try a cookie!
It's just that Mason has an actual social life that...
Not
yeah,
really.
I don't.
I don't either. Honestly, that's why you and I play
Not
games
really,
all the
though,
time.
but like...
Mason's all like, I can't get on until 9 p.m. I'm like, dude,
I have, to be fair, I don't have a social life. I do have bits of that.
Yeah, you guys have,
that's kind of part of the reason I haven't bought like PUBG or played as much, kind of tapered off of Overwatch, is because it's like I want to play all the time, just with you guys and play. But I'm like, I gotta watch a show. I gotta make dinner. I gotta go to bed. I'm reading books. I'm playing this. I'm watching this, and it's like. I know if I get on, I don't know. It's just this thing.
Off topic. Have you any of you guys started the Mistborn series? Have you read the Mistborn?
The what?
Series?
No.
The Mistborn. This is just a quick blurb here. Not to get off topic, but there's a fantasy book called Mistborn, and I just started off of Jimmy's recommendation. And it's great.
Oh, really?
It's really good. Yeah,
Damn.
it's really, really good. It's classic high fantasy. Magic is actually. We'll talk about it. But yeah,
what I was getting to is I and to your credit, I really wish I would have played Origins sooner. I didn't have it for free sooner, which is why I didn't play it.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Are you enjoying
it just came out in late October.
Yeah, it just came out, but I could have played it earlier. But and I just got it. I've had the chance to only play it that night, but I played it for a couple hours. Dude, I like it a lot.
It's good.
Like a lot.
It's really good.
The way it plays.
it's different.
It's so much better.
Yeah.
It's probably I'm not far enough to really give it like a quote unquote ranking or anything, but like just right off the bat, it's probably like top 2 or top 3 for me, like Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah.
It's just fun to play.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck's going on, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, the intro hour is terrible.
Oh, it's horrible.
Story-wise.
But I don't mind that.
It's a
You know what I
mess,
mean? To me, it's a lot of fun to play. It runs relatively well. You still have the usual like Assassin's Creed isms where you jump, but you like jump over here, and you fly off into the ocean when there was like a bay of.
I had that some, but nowhere near where I used to.
No. But it happened to me like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I've had it a couple times.
Experience. But what
I get a lot of audio repeat shit too.
Yeah,
I have a
that's
problem
kind
with
of
that.
Wait, what? Songs repeat or
no? Like people who say shit. You know,
Oh,
like a
just
guy
like
who's making a
over and
speech,
over.
and it's still there.
What I was gonna say,
Sorry.
though, I think no, you're good. I think if I would have played it earlier,
Yeah.
it would have made it to one of my Game of the Year games. But I didn't feel I had played it enough to do that.
Yeah.
Just out of respect for the game, so I didn't. But
Yeah, man.
just want to let you know I'm really enjoying it.
I loved that game.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like that could have been a game of the year for me in like any other year.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, except for this year. This year,
because that game, I would put that game on like very, very good,
yeah,
but not quite over the great line. Like Horizon hit the great line.
That loot system, man, that was just what they needed. Seriously.
Absolutely. And the combat, the change in the way that combat works with blocking and switching target. The switching targets doesn't work. It needs to be smoothed out. I don't know if you feel that way. Like, so, in like Dark Souls or Bloodborne, when you lock onto a target, you get the little dot on the enemy, and you can flick the stick and right or left, and it and it pops back and forth, and you can hit it when there's no one there, and it'll let you know there's someone behind you, and you'll turn around. I feel like there's like a half a second of lag with it, and there's just something, it's just not quite as good as the Dark Souls games.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a small thing, but the combat overall, it's just, I love dodging, parrying, it's just so much more active. It's not just you passively sitting there like, all right, I'm going to hit X as soon as one guy attacks me.
Yeah.
And you just work your way through a whole crowd of idiots.
Just keep on
and it's also
parry.
not the Batman combat system, which was cool, but I'm already getting tired of that.
Oh, yeah.
So they
Batman
made the right design.
Shadow of War.
Shadow of War, which is a game I didn't even put on the list. I didn't even play it.
Yeah.
But
did any of you guys play that at all?
No.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Didn't even touch it with a 10-foot pole, man.
I heard it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was fun. The way it looked was fun. I don't think it was really all that different than one. Based on what I heard, is like where they doubled down were systems.
Yeah.
They didn't double down on story or the open world, and those were the two best parts of for me personally. What I liked the most was the story and the open world itself. Yeah. And by what I've heard, the open world is almost the same. Yeah. And it's all about the systems with the loot and sports and all that stuff. And it was like, and I heard those didn't make a huge impact, but I don't really care. That just pissed me off anyways. I wanted nothing to do with that game.
Ian, I know we talked about one of your choices. I don't know if you want to dive into that more, but have you picked a second one yet?
No.
As of this?
No.
Or maybe going over this list that you have will help you.
Yeah, maybe we can help you break
refresh.
Well, because it's definitely down. Horizon's a lock. I've already recorded dialogue and all that. I knew Horizon was a lock 4 hours into that game, let alone when I beat it and everything else. And Frozen Wilds is out and I've been playing that, and it's like that was a really good idea for them to release Frozen Wilds in the same year at the very end of the year.
Yeah.
Because it's like I hadn't played it for 6-7 months. I picked it up and I'm like, fuck, I forgot how good this game is. Yeah. I'm playing it. So for people who were doing Game of the Year stuff for these different media outlets, that was pretty smart.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because it got people play.
Yeah. Have you given Kevin the pitch?
What pitch?
Remember the pitch you gave me last week? Right when I came in.
I seriously don't.
Just let me take you on a journey. I walked into your kitchen. And you're like, hey, I got to... just wait. We'll do it on the podcast. First thing you brought up on the podcast. Let me give you a hint. Remember, I was like, I want to play 20 questions? And you were like, no, we're not going to...
Oh, dedicated?
Yeah.
Is it a dedicated topic?
It is. Did you give him your pitch?
Wait, what?
I don't know about the pitch, though. I know... Are you talking about For Honor?
Yeah.
As far as
you had a whole pitch. I
don't remember it, dude.
Dude, you were like... If this happened and this happened, would you play the game? And then you were like, well, it happened. Like, we need to play the game.
Oh, yeah.
But,
that's actually, I love, give me a second, because this is right, this is perfect, this is lining up with this little list I have, actually. For Honor's the third one on here. So I wrote a ton of games down that came out this year, many of which none of us have even played, because that's the kind of year it's been.
Yeah.
They were, like, the most notable releases.
Yeah.
The first one I did play was Resident Evil 7. I don't know if you guys ever... You played some
I played a little bit, with Jimmy. Yeah, I played a little bit with that. That game is...
If you need I said in the Game of the Year show that Horizon was a clinic on how to do open world games right. Mm-hmm. Then Resident Evil 7 is a clinic on how to create atmosphere. Oh. The best atmosphere since Dead Space, horror-wise.
It was terrifying.
That house.
And just to give you guys an idea of how terrifying it is, one night when Ian, myself, and Jimmy were a little under the influence, we decided it was your birthday.
It was my birthday.
It was your birthday.
Yeah.
We decided to play because I think Jimmy gifted to you.
He did. He bought it for me, yeah.
And we decided to play at the end of the night when we were still winding down. And I was watching you guys play, and then I just passed out, and I was having nightmares about it. I was like, this is, and I was like, why are we in here? I was like, what's going on?
You passed out at nightmares, and Jimmy got motion sickness and ran outside and threw up all over my house.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a crazy night.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, but it was a great game, a great horror game. So.
It was the story. The plot was pretty good.
Yeah.
But the dialogue was horrible.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And I remembered why I didn't really play a lot of Resident Evil games.
But if you want a good streaming game or a good party game, just with a dark, just the room's all dark and you just play that. Oh.
The artwork though of lighting, how to manipulate lighting, how to manipulate sound design. I mean, it was just a beautiful game in that way. A game that we were just talking about that I was surprised you didn't play because it is your alley for single player is Neo.
Yeah.
That came out in February, early February. He doesn't like
Asian culture.
Yep, that's it, man. Just how Kevin is with females.
Yeah. Whoa!
That was
too
really
much.
Good.
Too much.
No, that was a good callback.
Wow.
That was a good callback.
You're absolutely right.
Wow.
Neo that was one that when I heard about it, I was like, I'm in. Let's go. I'm sold.
Yeah, and I want to play it too. I know I'll never beat it.
I don't know why I haven't played it. And I've beaten every Dark Souls game but the first one.
Do you think it was the time that it came out? The fact that it came out like right off the bat, you were probably playing something else, and then it just gets swept away with the tide?
I couldn't tell you what I was playing when it came out.
I think you were playing Stardew.
I might have been deep into my MLG Stardew days.
Yeah.
But which I'm not proud of. But no, I really wanted to play Neo. I know I talked to Jeff, and he had planned to let me borrow it, but I think he got back into it, and so I'm kind of just just wait. You know what I mean?
I know Jimmy has a copy too.
Yeah, I didn't want to pay for it.
Speaking of Jimmy probably would have chose Neo as one of his game of the years. Yeah, he loved that game. It was a great game.
I downloaded the trailer. I was thinking about putting it in there, but I was like, none of us played it though.
Yeah,
I wanted to give it some homage because it looks really good. It's something that I'd definitely buy and play and never beat. I'll never beat it, but I still want to play it.
That's just me and Dark Souls games in general. I respect it and I love it. For me, I don't have the patience, and I won't ever beat it. So I'm like, I'm not going to spend it this time. I know. Some people love it. And
Bloodborne, I was able to beat after a long period of time because that's the reason I think I might be able to beat Neo. Not because I'm any better at it than anything else. The Bloodborne had the dodging and like a little bit more, and I was better at it than I was at Dark Souls. Yeah. It still took me almost a whole year to beat the game.
It took you like 2 years.
9 months. It took me 9 months because I'd give up. I'd run out of that patience because I don't have much either. Yeah. But then I loved the game so much that it would sit there. I purposely would leave it out on the entertainment system. I would look at it and I'd be like, I need to play it.
You remember, I used to go to Ian's house every day, like in his apartment. Yeah. Literally every day.
After work.
And like once a week, I would come in and he'd be playing Bloodborne. And
like,
what are you doing?
I'm like, I love this game. It just kicks my ass, man.
I can't do that just because like I'll forget how to play a game. Yeah. Like I'll get really good and warmed up, and then like if I come back a week later, I'm like, oh.
I remember pretty quickly.
What am I doing?
Yeah, no, I'm just the same. Like for me, it was the same way. We take a second. I mean, you pick up Dead Space once a week, and you're like, and then you got it in 2 minutes.
At first, I'm like,
30 seconds, you're good to go.
How do you reload?
So Neo came out in early February. We missed that one. We'll have to play that sometime. Okay, so now we're in late February, mid-February here. For Honor comes out. All of us, Jimmy, you, Mason, everyone, Kevin, we all bought them. Yeah. It was a really cool game. And it was
I can honestly say there's not been a game like that since, and not a game before. So
I ended up giving it a 6.5.
Yeah,
because of its horrific.
You were kind of generous.
Servers.
I
felt the game was above average.
Yeah,
the game.
The potential for the game was above average.
I didn't want to say, "Hey, developers, here's a 4." Not that they were watching.
No,
you know what I mean.
I wouldn't give them a 4. I think I gave him a solid 5.
Solid 5.
Yeah, I think it gave.
The game was just too cool for it. I had to give it that a little bit of like, "Hey, here's."
Once you loaded a match, it was a great game.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, absolutely. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with it. I just couldn't forgive what it did.
Yeah,
not having dedicated servers is a huge deal.
So Kevin, they're testing dedicated servers.
I heard about that.
They're going to release them obviously free of charge. It's going to be the game. Is that something that you would want to jump back in if we all jump back in and started doing duos again?
I greenlit. I was like, I'm in.
I'm jumping back in. I'm going to give it a shot.
I believe I still have the game, so
that was my thought too. I was like, do I still have it?
If I have the game, yes.
Yeah.
If I don't have the game, it's possibly a no. Because here's the thing, I'm not going to spend another $60.
Fuck no. Well, it's probably $20.
Maybe 20 or something like that. Possibly if it's on a cheap sale, then I'll pick it up or something. But yeah, I don't know if it's worth the full 60 to give it a second try. But if dedicated servers come out, everything's smooth, everything looks cool, I'm definitely willing to give it a try if I still have the copy.
It was so much fun, dude.
Yeah, it was.
And it worked. It was great. And I think dedicated servers, I mean, once... They might suck when they first come out because that's how dedicated servers are like that. But once they get it,
who you telling?
Once they get it ironed out, once they get it ironed out, I think that would be worth jumping back in.
I'll give it a try.
Some other games that they released. Another game that came out in February was Nier Automata. Did you get to play that?
I didn't get to play it. I think was it Jimmy that I watched play it? I'm not sure if I watched Jimmy play it or not. Great kind of God of War-esque, Devil's May Cry kind of game.
Yeah,
I heard it's
really multiple endings that like you're supposed to play through the game multiple times. It's not. Apparently, it's not a slog though.
Yeah.
And like the ending changes every time. Like it messes with time and the ideas and it's pretty cool.
I heard it's pretty cool. Yeah.
It looks really pretty too. Yeah. Like it looks kind of ugly graphically, but like the combat looks really fun. Yeah. It's something I'm considering.
I would consider getting on the sale or something. You know.
So then Horizon came out. Yep. Then Zelda came out, and then Mass Effect Andromeda came out.
Woo!
In March.
Wait, that made your list?
These are just big games that release.
Oh, okay.
These are big games that release.
I was like,
we're just talking about 2017.
Okay, I know earlier when Kevin was like, Yeah, nothing's really come out like Mass Effect, and I was like, wait a minute. Mass Effect came out.
Mass Effect Andromeda did come out.
Andromeda, okay.
No, I feel you.
Andromeda is like a redheaded stepchild.
I feel you.
You know
We're
what I'm saying?
Like,
I acknowledge that you're there, but...
I'm not going to feed you.
Yeah,
it's Harry Potter.
It's Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Stuffed
there
under the stairs.
All the powers and
it's Harry
Well, yeah,
Potter.
at the Dudley family.
At the Dudley.
It lives under the fucking stairs, like, it gets yelled at. Oh, a little dog is walking into the office.
Go.
Okay.
How did that?
I don't think it
She opened the door.
She just
learned how to do that.
She heard us and she pushed the door open with her little head. But Matt, this whole podcast for me is just I just want to kind of go over like the big parts of 20. We're really good on time too. We're 30 minutes in.
Yeah, we're good.
Mass Effect was a big deal.
Mass Effect was a big deal, and I had really high hopes for it. Really, really high hopes. I was super excited. I think Mason and I talked about it a lot at work, all the time. Actually,
yeah, I was crazy excited.
I was super, and then like, I just when it came out, I was like, all right, man, I'm ready to pick it up. But then reviews started coming out, and I'm like, wait a second, what's going on here? Yeah. And I'm like, is it because people maybe at first I was like, maybe people just don't like story games anymore. That's what I thought at first too. And I started listening and reading those reviews, and I'm like, oh no! I was like, I was like, oh no! Yeah. But so I would look out for it and I would still play it, but it's just there's other better games out there to play. So
definitely better games out there to play. Yeah. This one notoriously took me like almost a year to review.
Yep.
I know. And everyone's like, hey, when is that review coming out?
You're gonna make a review?
Yeah.
It's like fucking like October and I'm still like, yes, I'm getting it done.
Yeah, eventually, yes.
It was hard though, man, because I
did you have a love-hate
relationship? I still really like it in a way. I don't. It definitely wasn't as bad as how reaction is. Man. Reaction, especially to something that's beloved like that.
Yeah,
it's very easy for people to go, this fucking sucks. I fucking hate it. Yeah. Because it's not Mass Effect. It's not. You know what I mean? Like it's easy.
That's another.
I had moments like that. Like
that's why I read those reviews because I thought the same thing, and I'm like, oh, maybe people are just people aren't getting that Mass Effect feeling, like. But then I read it, but it wasn't the story itself that bothered me. It was like the technical stuff that bothered me.
Yeah, that was a big problem. That's EA's fault.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's that was like because I don't want to play a Mass Effect branded game and have this blemish in my mind of Mass Effect. Yeah, I'm like, wait for it to be fixed, and now most of it's fixed already.
And here's the thing, like what I found with Mass Effect, when you put away the technical, I didn't put those away, I factored those in.
Yeah.
But when you do focus on the other stuff, it still isn't as good.
Yeah. Okay.
I had a lot of issues with the writing in this game. Like, there's a lot of really terrible dialogue at first. It's this really weird. Have you ever seen a movie? I'm feeling like I've seen a movie or a show.
Yeah.
A good example, a good analogy for me. Do you guys remember the Showtime show Spartacus?
Yeah.
It was out for a while. Like the main actor died in the first season.
I think of cancer or something like that.
Yeah. So that is like a 10 episode season.
Yeah.
And my dad let me. We started watching it, and he let me borrow it. And he said, okay, before we sit down and watch this, you are going to hate the first 3 episodes because they're trash.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. He's like, but just trust me.
Yeah.
And him and I have pretty similar tastes in movies.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And we watched the first 3 episodes, and they were fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Horrible garbage. And then it was really good after that. And like, that is so Mass Effect.
Yeah, okay.
And like, they introduced there's so much bad writing.
Yeah, what was that one thing that you told me about how the one character came up and just said, hey, my name is blah, 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 and I'm gay. I was like,
well, that was like a big ordeal because she was like transgendered.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
And changed her name or whatever. Yeah. And like, there were a few people who just had a problem with someone putting a transgender person in the game. I don't care.
Yeah,
character's a character.
But the way that...
But she's just standing there and you've never talked to this person before. And she changed her name to, like, Escape because she was, like, an outlaw and all this stuff. And she just tells this stranger her whole fucking life story. And it's a writer just trying to be like, oh, I'm going to create this character. Like, no, it's not how people talk.
Yeah, I know.
And that happens with the main characters, too. Like, you go up, there's I can't even see this problem. I don't even remember all their names.
Oh, wow, okay.
But so the Turian, the main Turian character, and she's actually not bad. She's pretty cool later on. She's okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name, so there's a problem for you. Yeah. But you meet her as you're like basically kind of escaping lockdown.
Yeah.
You're in a kind of this like political battle with the leader of the Citadel. I'm gonna call it the Citadel.
Yeah.
The Nexus, what it's called.
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, I don't want you going out anymore until we get this problem solved." And so you sneak off. It's sort of like in Mass Effect 1.
Yeah.
You know,
when you're trapped on the Citadel.
When Anderson helps you get off. Similar situation to that. And you get off, and this Turian woman is there, and she's like, "Don't worry, I got us loaded up. Let's go." And I've never met her before, and now she's a part of your party.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah. Why would I trust you?
And it was just, and every character's introduced like that.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Even though most of the characters they're like, in my opinion, they were almost all of them were as strong as any characters in the original. Yeah, they're good. They're good, but just. You can't. They don't know how to write. Like the writers, and they lost a ton of talent from that team throughout the process. Yeah. And this was like EA. Like EA was standing on a cliff this year, and like that kind of like slip you do in a movie before you fall off. Like that was Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah.
And then the rest of 2017, they would go. EA would fall off, and they'd take Visceral with them, motherfuckers, as they go down. So yeah, Mass Effect.
Yeah, no.
It's still worth playing.
I would give it a try still.
The music is good, and it gets really good later on. So Persona 5 came out after that.
Yep. Oh, man. That was I mentioned this in my description as well. That was the only game that was able to rip me from Zelda. I put that game off. I didn't buy it day one. I bought it day one, actually. I did buy it day one. I didn't
on a lunch break.
Yeah, I know. That's right. Yeah,
you and Jimmy both left and bought it.
Yeah, and I left it wrapped in the plastic because I knew. Once it was out, I'm just going to be playing that instead of Zelda. And I'm like, I need to finish Zelda. And I was weak. I opened it.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I was weak, and I opened it like I actually held out for like a whole week, and then I was like,
I'm amazed.
He's alone in his apartment.
I was like,
Riders on the Storm just starts playing.
Just sitting in there. Riders on the Storm.
He slowly just rips open the plastic.
I was like, but yeah, it was great. It was a great game. I loved it. I gave a very thorough description of that game in my Game of the Year stuff.
Okay,
so,
cool.
Not to get too in depth in it, but great game.
Yeah, absolutely, and widely acclaimed, across all spectrums. It doesn't matter who you talk to that's played it. They're like, "Yeah, this is awesome."
Oh yeah.
Like I've never heard a negative thing about that game. Definitely a top 3-4 game this year. This one, I'm curious. I want that. This is going to be a double topic conversation.
Double trouble.
So
double.
We're now in May.
Yeah.
And Prey released in May.
That's right.
I forgot.
I know you did.
That got lost in the fold, man.
Well, and that's what I want to talk about. For 2017, it's a good storyline in 2017. So it's a worrying one.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it before on a couple other podcasts pretty recently. So Prey comes out. It averages like a 90 on Metacritic.
Really good. Yeah.
Because we talked about Dishonored as well.
Yeah.
Dishonored in 2016 comes out in November. Doesn't sell shit. Averages like a 93. It was like one of the best. It might have been the highest rated game of 2016.
Yeah.
I would have to go back and look. It's up there.
Yeah, it's up there.
But no one played it.
Yeah.
And Bethesda keeps putting these incredible games out.
Yeah.
And they don't get purchased. So to start specifically on Prey, like, what do you guys know of it?
Do we
have
know
you seen it? Like,
do we know if those statistics are purchased at full price or purchased at sale?
Well,
or just
copies sold. Well, I go by copies sold.
Okay.
So that doesn't matter if it's sale price or full price. And I should have looked up some. I do know some interesting things about later in the year, numbers wise. But I know that Prey didn't do well.
Yeah, it didn't move copies, but.
Why? I mean, I don't like to say this theme that single player isn't alive is stupid. Horizon sold 7 million copies on one console.
Yeah. And I feel like...
And Zelda's another good example.
It could be a marketing thing. Yeah. I honestly don't remember a lot of commercials or any big news coming out for Prey other than it was coming out, you see that one commercial they released at E3, I think it was last year, the guy looking in the mirror with the eye. Yeah. And that was literally the last thing I saw about Prey. Now, I don't remember seeing anything else of that. And I think Zelda sold because, one, it's Zelda.
It's Zelda.
And two, it's Nintendo, But then, on the other end of the spectrum, let's say Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein sold based off its name.
People it didn't sell it.
I know, but sold more than I'm assuming Prey did, right?
Yeah, well, it sold so poorly that it went to 50% off less than a month after its release.
Prey or Wolfenstein?
Wolfenstein.
Really? Wow.
And then, this is where the story kind of takes a little bit of a turn. On Black Friday, the sales numbers came out just for the weekend. So Black Friday through Cyber Monday.
Yeah.
And Wolfenstein was the #1 selling game.
Yeah.
And out of the top 5, 4 of them were all Bethesda games, including Prey.
Yeah.
Including The Evil Within 2, which came out this year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Who would have known that? Yeah. And Dishonored 2.
Yeah.
All were in the top 5.
I feel like...
As soon as they're on sale, people gobble them up.
I feel like the people... not to say that single player is gone. I just feel like people are gauging how much a single player game is worth.
Yeah, so we kind of touched on it before, and I think and you can't just generalize. I think a lot of gamers are budget gamers.
Yeah.
Right. If you had to generalize gamers, it's guys like us who probably kind of live at home still. They don't have a lot of money, or they live on their own and they need to pay bills and shit.
Yeah.
So I know for me personally, never really having a lot of money to spend on games, but I'm never gonna not play games. I focus #1 on bang for my buck. Like,
exactly.
How many hours can I get out of this without blowing my brains out?
And is that why you and I feel like we play competitive games? Because of the replayability?
Because it doesn't end.
Yeah,
the shelf life doesn't go anywhere.
And so the term bang is only considered hours played.
No. That's what I'm saying.
Because what if you play a 7-hour game? It's one of the greatest games you've ever played in your entire life.
Bang is completely subjective or objective. I don't know which word I need to use. But
subjective.
Okay, thank you. But like, I mean, just as an example, Last of Us. That's my favorite game of all time. It's a 13-hour game. I couldn't even play it twice. Like I was like, I'm okay. But
you would spend $60.
100%.
You deemed it worthy of $60. See, that's saying like.
So how can a company communicate to you guys?
A game is
hey,
worth
this is 13 hours worth $60.
You can't.
Yeah.
No, they can't.
You can't. You just have to play. That's why I feel like your game has to speak for itself.
Okay.
Word of mouth. When you introduce me to a game and you're like, dude, you need to play this game. I'm like, okay, I've never heard of it, but I'll give it a try because you told me to.
You being general, because you would not.
Yeah, you would never do it. I've done that like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times.
Okay. Why is
generally?
Why is this a witch hunt now? Okay.
Because you're
the only minority in the room.
You just used an example that just
fuck you guys.
backfired.
Okay, stop.
But you're right.
I'm just kidding.
Your point is still 100% accurate.
All right, word of mouth is the best way to sell your game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of how much you put out your marketing campaign, I feel like only one game can do that, and it's Call of Duty, because it's
Call of Duty.
It's established.
But, like, for a single-player game, from a studio standpoint, you need to make your game, give it your all, and give it a unique aspect so that people talk about it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, say, if I play a game, like, I told Mason about... Stardew Valley. Remember? Yeah, I was like, dude, did you play Harvest Moon? You're like, yeah, I love Harvest Moon. I'm like, dude, you need to play Stardew Valley.
I had something to connect it to. Maybe that's something.
That's what I'm saying. But just word of mouth. Me conveying that to you.
I remember when Last of Us came out. I'm not a huge book reading man. Yeah. I'm not very literate, if you will. But a long time ago in high school, a teacher of mine recommended, a teacher I had a lot of respect for, recommended a book called The Road by Cormac McCarthy, which I love that book, and I read it again recently. Yeah. But when Last of Us came out, people compared that to that book. I think it is possibly based off that book.
It's based off the kind of...
Is it?
I think so.
I mean, I see the inspiration.
Yeah. But yeah, that I had something to attach it to. Maybe you're right. Maybe you need something to kind of hitch your wagon to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Harvest Moon was huge for me as a kid on GameCube. I love that game.
That's what I'm saying. It's the best way to convey your game and to sell your games. And even though that's why you could see that people are picking it up on Black Friday is because
everyone buys it.
Yeah, everyone's like, hey, recommendation.
Hey, did you hear Wolfenstein?
Yeah,
is on,
dude.
on
you know
sale?
what is another great market for studios to give your games to streamers, Twitch streamers.
Yeah, that's the
because they have audiences of 1,000 people more and stuff, and that you can spread your game with that. And all you have to do is send them a copy. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars to get this commercial out.
You can get it in the right person's hands as long as they don't hate it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's why I feel like the word of mouth is stronger than a commercial you see for 10 seconds on TV.
And commercials don't even... I mean, Prey didn't even have commercials.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
On top of
there's
that,
no marketing.
There was nothing for that game.
So. And that's hard because look at commercials. What are we doing with commercials? I mean, as far as
none of us even watch TV.
I know.
It's got to be on YouTube.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
There are some fights on tonight. That's the only reason I ever turn my cable on.
Football. I bought DirecTV
because that's the
for
best
college
way
and
to
NFL
watch
football
sports right now, and that's going to change very soon. But yeah, I mean, commercials commercials. When else do you see ads? YouTube.
No. Yeah,
well, you don't pay attention.
You don't even
skip
see that many
shit.
gaming
I actually
ads
have
other than
ad
Star
block on
Wars.
YouTube.
If you have
so-
YouTube Red,
yeah,
you don't have to watch ads.
I know,
Yeah.
exactly.
You know what I mean? It's
I know.
Where's that marketing
you know,
go?
just because Ian told me praise good, and I'm like, I'm still willing
Yeah,
to give it a try.
don't go there yet. I
I
didn't. I played it only for like a couple hours.
But-
I was
generally,
very
yeah,
impressed.
general-
with
in
Now,
general.
Wolfenstein,
Yeah.
one of the best first-person shooters I've probably ever played,
See.
along with Doom.
Yeah.
Both of those games are absolutely worth
Yeah.
buying and playing.
See, but how?
I'd
why
love
did,
to hear what you
Why
think
did
about
Doom sell so well? And
I don't think it did great.
It didn't
It
do-
did.
oh,
It
really?
did better.
Yeah, it did better, yeah.
I don't think it was a real.
Yeah.
And Doom also sold on its legacy.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what Doom.
And
is.
to your
Everyone
point,
knows
Kevin,
what Doom is.
Doom caught a lot of attention on Twitch.
Yeah.
When that came out, that became big on Twitch.
You remember they
So
sent
They
out
have the
copies?
level maker in there.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's where the marketing dollars should go.
I honestly
Twitch.
think that's
Give
what
it
it
to
is.
Twitch.
Give
Let
it to
them-
streamers, YouTubers, stuff like that.
I mean,
let them play it.
If you even get the actual company of Twitch involved, I'm
Yeah.
sure that would be huge.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
huge.
They host these. Have you heard about this game show thing they have coming up for streamers? I don't know all the details.
The
Have you
streamies
heard
or
about
whatever
this?
they call it.
Have you heard
Yeah, a little bit. I think
Yeah.
you've told me about this.
Yeah,
before.
we might have touched on it. They're getting like random applicants, like
Yeah.
streamers that need more attention. They're up and coming, and
Mm-hmm.
you're getting like judged. They're gonna put like 3 judges in there, like American Idol,
Mm-hmm.
and in your stream, and they're gonna like quiz you and have you do things, see if you do things correctly, and like give you. I don't want to say
A
marketing,
chance,
but
yeah.
give you a chance
To
and
be
they're
on
gonna
the front
push
page,
you.
yeah.
They have that new page dedicated to completely random streamers. They pick random guys out of random games and they put you on the front page,
Yeah.
which you see every day as a different streamer every couple hours, and
Yeah.
that's huge.
It's a really good idea.
And I just saw this, and I'm actually going to apply for this. The Humble Bundle is actually getting partnered. They're putting applications out there for applicants to be partnered with Humble Bundle.
Really?
I'm like, dude, I'll be,
That'd be crazy.
way into that.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
That'd be
Like
awesome.
to review, because my goal in long term for us on this YouTube channel, maybe do like a Humble Bundle review at the
Crazy.
each month. You know, and be
Yeah,
like, hey,
that'd
I'm
be
playing
so
this
much
game,
fun.
you know?
One of us could each play one of the games.
Yeah, exactly.
And
So
then have a
it'd be-
podcast review.
Yeah, that'd be freaking cool.
Be really fun.
But yeah, I feel like the marketing, if you're going to market your game to sell copies, you have to be better at getting word of mouth,
Getting word
Twitch
out.
streamers, and all that stuff. So,
I think you're right.
but
It's not just critics anymore.
yeah, not just
No.
critics anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Cool, that was good. Are you guys going okay with going over an hour?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
do
am.
whatever you want.
This is the last episode of the year, right?
Yeah, this is 2017 in
Yeah.
review episode.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
So what, I totally forgot this game came out,
What?
even though we played it. Injustice 2 came out in May. as
Oh,
well.
yeah, we did play a lot of that.
And we
huh?
played quite a bit of that.
Yeah,
game.
we did.
It was
It was
really
a central
fun.
piece of your party.
Yeah,
that night.
That
that same
game
night.
to me was one of those like relationships where you're like, I know what this is. All right, I'm not going to invest in you. You're not going to invest in me. Let's just enjoy it and move on.
Oh my
Like,
god!
A one night stand,
exactly.
and you enjoyed the
That
fuck
game-
out of it.
yeah,
Right?
I
When you
love
played
it so much. It was
So much fun.
But I don't
Yeah.
love fighting games. I would never play.
I bought
if
it.
you
I
guys-
haven't played it
I would
since like
never,
June.
if you guys weren't there. So I knew if we were ever having a party, it'd probably be here
Yeah.
or at Jimmy's, and you guys had it. So yeah, just play it then.
Yeah.
Just to me, it never would have. I'm not going to get competitive
Made it.
online. You know
Yeah.
those kind
Yeah.
of things. So like that's
Yeah.
how it was to me.
Yeah.
I was going
It was
through
a
the
very
list. And I was
solid
like,
game, though.
wow, this came out this year. I forgot about
it's
it.
a
It-
super
It
solid
feels
game.
like a long time ago.
It does, and to think about like, all these other games we've
Maybe
already
I'm
talked
thinking
about.
Mortal Kombat.
That
Yeah.
was 2014 or 15.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was a while back.
I was like, that feels like it was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I know, right? I think it is.
Injustice is the one with Scorpion, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Man, you're gonna have a lot of DC people pissed off. at
Yeah.
you.
Fuck 'em. The Defenders was shit. Just kidding.
Yeah, DC's movies are a whole other topic we could do for an hour. So I said that I stopped playing Injustice 2 in June,
Yeah.
and that's because
I meant Justice League, not the Defenders. I'm sorry. Defenders is Marvel, right?
Yeah, Defenders
I
is Marvel.
I meant Justice League.
Okay.
I actually
I apologize.
knew that you meant that.
I knew you
even
meant
though
that.
Isn't that weird?
I just didn't correct
I know.
you.
I just didn't want to correct you.
You should have. Thank you for.
Yeah. I didn't want
Piece
to
of
make the whole. Yeah, Mason's gonna get all mad
There
at
are-
me. So.
we don't have an
Get mad at
audience.
you for
None of our audience comments anyway.
Yeah,
Except,
I know, right?
except for Matt. Matt, if you're
Yeah.
listening, you comment all the time.
Yeah.
We
We love
appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah.
I stopped playing Injustice because in June Morrowind came out for ESO.
Marwin, yes.
And this is another kind of good conversation, not just for me who played Morrowind, but
Yeah.
just ESO in general, because you guys have recently dabbled
Yeah.
Yeah.
in ESO again.
Yeah, dude, I've been playing it, and I for some reason or another just better the second time around. I don't know what it is. It's just like I could just it's a game where I can just take my time and just when Mason or no one's on, I'm just gonna play it, and wait for somebody to come on and play.
Jump in. Yeah.
Jump in. I'm just gonna play. So
to me,
a relaxing game.
Yeah, it was really relaxing. You jump in, you don't feel rushed to do anything. You have all this time, all this open space. You can do whatever you want. It was my first experience ever with an Elder Scrolls game on PC.
Yeah,
which I really enjoyed.
Yeah,
it's weird having it run really well, and like not that they always ran terrible, but like the frame rates.
Well,
is
plus,
kind of what I'm referring to.
I mean, Bethesda's game Softworks didn't make this one, so
right, yeah. So it was really weird. A game in that vein, kind of, it felt different.
And we're joining. I mean, you guys are joining in way later. It was not. It wasn't good.
I played it. I bought it day one, though. I did play that, and there's just something that didn't grab me. Yeah. It just didn't grab me at all.
Do you remember we got it on PlayStation 4? I think.
Yeah,
I think I got it with
you,
and then we played it like one time.
Yeah,
one or two times.
Okay. You know what?
Let's be real with the people.
Okay.
Come on.
You know what?
Yeah, you both played it like hardly at all.
Yeah.
And then I jumped to Xbox.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's right.
For it.
Bad chip.
But Marwin came out and like. I know you guys didn't get a chance to play it. Maybe you will if you want to invest in it later on.
It's
if you
on
play
sale right now.
It is $20 right now, actually.
Yeah.
Which it's well worth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was so cool to go back to that game. Go back to Marwin.
That connection with Marwin.
Oh. Yeah.
I was a little a late bloomer, I'm like 10 years younger than you guys, so
wow.
I missed the whole Marwin train. But
he said he wasn't literate. Maybe he doesn't get math.
I don't do knowledge well.
Wow. I don't do the math or the reading well.
He did grow up in a mining town.
That was a good impression of everyone in my family.
Wow. Well, that was not my intention.
Love you, Dad. But no, I don't have that connection with it, but I'm sure it's fun.
Yeah, I mean, having that, even outside of that, I mean, I felt that it was a market improvement. Because when you play the original game now, I mean, you're playing content that's 3 years old.
Yeah.
And the same people have been working on the game for the most part for a long time.
Yeah, it's been supported pretty well.
It's been supported really well, and they've improved. I mean, look at our first videos.
Yeah.
And compare them to now, and it's the same thing. I mean, Morrowind was a really refined, like, this is ESO now.
Yeah.
And the questing was really good. The world was beautiful. The layout was great. They took the same height map, like the geographical map from the Elder Scrolls 3 and put it into the game, so it felt really, really familiar. But they did an okay job of keeping just enough familiar because there's hundreds of centuries apart.
Yeah.
So they had to change some things to make it
fit into the game,
like, into the lore, but it just had that perfect balance the whole time.
Yeah. I'm digging the story too.
The questing in Morrowind was so good. The story was just like another quest after quest after quest. I'm like, I just wanted to keep playing it.
That's awesome.
A ton of content, like 35 hours I played that shit, which is why they charged for it. I mean, it was $40. It was, because when it came out.
Yeah.
Totally worth it. It introduced a new PvP mode, which I don't really mess with right now. It's kind of why I want to jump into the PC version here in the next couple weeks.
Heck yeah.
You picked it up, right?
Yeah, he did.
I didn't know if you
I did. I mean, I made a character in each faction so that we can all join up.
I made the High Elf.
An Elden Dominion? Cool. So once I get through this last game that I'm playing and a few other things, I've been playing ESO on my Xbox too. I subscribed.
Oh, cool.
Because I am so close to hitting level 50.
Oh, nice.
With my orc. I'm at 47. It's like halfway through to 48. So. Getting super close with that one. But yeah, Morrowind, definitely, I was actually almost considering it for one of my picks for Game of the Year, but I didn't know how that would work. It's not really a game on its own. It was felt kind of so I didn't go with that one. But I made sure to give it a little credit in the intro video that you guys probably noticed.
Yeah, I did.
Cool. So we also had, what was next here? Oh, Destiny.
Yeah, Destiny 2.
Destiny 2 came out in September.
One of my Game of the Years.
It's much improved from the first one, and I was pleasantly surprised. I liked it.
If and I talk about it in my piece as well for Destiny. It's weird, that game, like, I didn't have like a real connection with the first one. I talk about how
none of us did.
How the best part about that game for me was that they basically changed everything from the first one. I mean, not everything. The gunplay's still good, but it was always good.
Yeah.
They changed all the bad.
Yeah.
I feel like
for the most part.
It's kind of a callback.
Except the end game kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then the real game starts. You know what I mean?
Like, no, I mean after that.
Right. Yeah, like once you've
beat all the raids out.
That's just a personal thing for me. I can't keep doing the same thing over.
Yeah, and I never even got to that point, which to what I was going to say is like, I don't have that much time into that game.
Yeah.
But it's
like 25, 30 hours?
Like 30-something, 35 hours.
We've had a blast playing
playing
the Crucible.
That's my favorite part.
It's so fun.
It feels like Halo.
Yeah, it really does.
It felt, and to be cheesy, I put it in my thing, like, it felt like 2007 when Halo 3 came out, and I was playing with my brother on the couch. Like that, it felt good. It felt like the way it should.
Yeah, and it was cool because we actually had people that were playing it.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, there was a couple of matches where we actually had 4 people in a party together playing.
Hell yeah,
including Matt. Matt was one of the we played with Matt for a while.
Hell yeah,
and Doug, of course. Yeah. So I had a good time with it. I don't know how I feel about it right now because they've run into the same trap, and the new DLC that came out.
Yeah.
You know, they found out that there was a bunch of content that was actually pulled out of the game and hidden behind the paywall, and it was found that they weren't giving you as much experience after you hit level 20 in order to encourage the sale of the
a lot of
microtransaction, and just and it those kind of things for me, it's like I can't tell everyone that I didn't really enjoy the game prior to knowing those things.
Yeah.
But it definitely, logging back in, it just changes the feeling of it a little bit.
Kind of tarnishes it a little bit, yeah.
So I kind of put it on hold for that reason.
I did too. Just because, like you said, the DLC is going to be a wall for anybody, because if you I think they said they're going to be fixing that or whatever, but if you don't have the DLC, you're pretty much done.
You're done with the game. Yeah.
I'm like, well, what the fuck? I'm not paying $20.
They should have put more in the intro.
Yeah, I'm not paying $20 for this shit. So yeah.
And I will eventually buy those DLCs.
Just it's on sale or something.
On sale, yeah. So I plan on jumping back in for sure. At some point.
Mm-hmm.
Next on the list for release was Hellblade.
Hellblade, that was
currently the game I'm playing right now.
Crazy, probably indie game of the year, right?
Yeah, I would say Cuphead is the other indie game.
Yeah,
those are almost impossible to compare to one another.
Yeah.
What do you guys know of Hellblade?
I feel like Hellblade is a full blown game, but was just made on a budget.
That's what Ninja Theory said. They said we're going to show the world that we can make a AAA indie game.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what they did.
That's exactly what they did. And I was like, I didn't play it myself, but from speaking to Jimmy, he's played it, beat it, and everything. He said he loved it. It was just something that was just, it's horror game-ish, with the whole psychological stuff, happening. But he said that it was a great game, great strong story. So he liked it a lot. So
it crosses bridges and topics that games have never covered.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, there's things that I've never seen experience or
and it's so impactful. I've never played anything like it. And that's kind of why. So I don't know what happened. I bought it right when it came out, and then I stopped playing it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And I picked it back up, and it's why at this point I haven't picked my game of the year, because it's it or Wolfenstein.
Ooh, okay.
But I need to finish it, so I'm going to be playing through that soon. Yeah. And I've just, there's just nothing that's truly unique.
Yeah,
there's literally no other game.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like just something special.
And they took great pains to get things right.
Yeah,
as far as what schizophrenia
audio.
is.
I remember him showing me a behind the scene.
They made a 30-part.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. He did. He showed me a clip of it. And he's like, it's crazy what they had to go through to get these the sounds and stuff in there. So it's really cool.
And the main actress who they developed technology that's like mocap acting that's a lot better than it's ever been.
Yeah.
It captures her face at the same time as motion.
Yeah.
And she's never acted a day in her life.
Yeah.
And she is Ninja Theory's video editor.
What? Wow, I did not know
and
that.
And they were like, hey, can you just stand in while we look for an actress?
Yeah.
And she did so incredibly well.
She was like, it's my time to shine.
Yeah.
Let's go.
No, she was not like that. She is deathly afraid of memorizing lines, deathly afraid of acting in front of others. She's never been on a stage because she's so scared of stages. She's never wanted to do show and tell. She is the shyest human being in the world.
That's crazy.
And then she started working on this, and she blew everyone away. And then she went and won Best
Actress
Performance Game of the Game Awards. Just a cool story. That everything, all the behind the scenes story of that
all
game,
the stuff that they had to go through to get this game made.
So awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, really special game.
Yeah.
Maybe a ZeroHP game of the year. We'll see. Uncharted came out after this, Lost Legacy, which was brilliant as usual.
Yeah.
I just didn't pick it because I was like, I don't want to pick another Uncharted game.
Yeah,
you're like the Uncharted guy.
I just picked Uncharted Uncharted 4 last year.
Though, man.
It is one of my series, and Lost Legacy. It was another really good game full of incredible dialogue and story and really crazy action, and it was beautiful, and it was in a jungle, and things were falling apart, and my jaw was wide agape for half the game as giant statues came flying down toward me, and I was laughing, and I was crying, and I was like, this game is so fucking good. And then I put it down, and that was it. I don't know. It was just like...
Yeah.
It was just, it's like, maybe because Hellblade was so unique and like Wolfenstein was just different.
Yeah.
It's as good story-wise, it's just different. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of why I gravitated toward it. You know, because it came out it was supposed to be DLC.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, fuck it, we'll just go full. And then it was like $40 when it came out at release.
I saw that, and I was like, it was weird.
Yeah, so it was this kind of weird like experimentation. Maybe they kind of create these like chapters because... They're done now making Uncharted, but Sony still owns it. They might still want to make it and get another studio.
Yeah.
Because Naughty Dog's done with it.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get these like $40 Uncharted games every other year or something.
Yeah.
Be cool.
I'd be totally down. if they're that good, I'll play them every time. Cuphead.
Cuphead. Can't forget about Cuphead.
Did you guys play?
I did not because I don't want to rage. So I've
break
seen,
shit.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people play it, and I appreciate it. And I know it's a really good game, and I know it's fucking hard, just like Dark Souls. I appreciate it. I can't do those games with require patience and timing. I'm just like, no.
The only time I played it was with you, Ian.
Right. We had a great time.
Yeah, we had a great time. We played a couple levels.
It's sort of a weird. The way it's structured is strange.
Yeah. We played a few. It was a lot of fun. Really fast paced. Really unlike anything I played in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Maybe more than that, ever.
Yeah.
But I've never been that guy, you know what I mean, for those types of games. But
sure.
Picked it up.
They're a good change of pace.
Yeah, no, it's a really good change of pace. You can learn the controls in about 2 seconds. And after that, it's just about reaction time. Trying to stay calm. But it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, staying calm. I stopped playing it. I got pretty far. Probably about 40% of the way through it.
You played it with Melissa, right? Yeah.
We both played it.
Beat it, yeah.
But no, we didn't beat it. Definitely didn't get it. 40%, I think, is the progress bar that gives me.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
But it's impossible.
It's impossible?
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
I've seen people try to speed run it on Twitch, and I'm just like, and they get so salty and salty and mad so quickly. I'm just like, why would you do that to yourself? I was like,
yeah, exactly.
You know?
I mean, well, it's one of those things. The same with Dark Souls. It's that everything else about it screams play me.
Yeah.
Dark Souls and Cuphead. Like, beautiful art design. And the gameplay is good.
Fucking good.
It's really, really... It's fun while you're playing until you start dying over it, right? So it's like the same thing. It's like, I'm having a great time up into a point, a threshold.
Yeah, of dying 50 times. I don't want to die anymore.
Yeah, that's why I play those games, because I love them up until I reach my boiling point, and then I can't do it anymore. Oh, Warhammer 2 was one that came out. This came out in September, very end of September.
Yeah, that's right, it did. You and I and Tim were super pumped about this.
Yeah.
And actually, we were able to talk a few people into getting it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, Taylor's picked it up, Jeff's picked it up.
Oh, Taylor picked it up?
Yeah, Taylor picked it up.
I remember him, like, last time I heard he was just saying he wasn't sure if he wanted to
I think he was waiting for a sale. I think he mentioned he picked it up. Jeff picked it up, too. Jimmy picked it up, even. So, quite a few people.
Did they play it? Did any of them play it?
I've never seen them play it, so but they picked it up. I think they were, like, waiting for us to teach them or something. I don't know. But I was like, just tell me and I will teach you.
Yeah, exactly. So we got to play it. Did you like it, Kevin?
I liked it initially. So the thing is, like, when I first started playing, I played as the Dark Elves, and I loved that. It was super cool. And I started playing the High Elves, and I started playing the just all the different races and stuff like that. Yeah, Skaven and the Lizardmen. Yeah, and I just, like, after going 200 turns into each faction, I just, like, there was just nothing there. I haven't played since the Mortal Empire.
Different.
Yeah, it wasn't different. I was just like, and I haven't played since the Mortal Empire campaign or Mortal Empire expansion came out. But it was just the same.
It felt like a big expansion.
Yeah, that's exactly what I felt like. It was like, in fact, it kind of felt bare bones because they only had 4 factions. And
factions, and it I ffeel like they keep streamlining Total War
to the point where it's like
there's
so
nothing
easy
to manage.
Yeah, I know. It's like I'm just like, all right, archers just keep firing.
Well, I mean, like on the campaign map.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
like,
there's like
build
only
the building,
4,
build the building, build the building, turn,
like
turn,
the little
turn,
trees and stuff.
Yeah, like, it's just like they're really trying to like they're kind of vacuum sucking everything out. Because I went back and played Rome 2 recently.
Yeah, they're trying to get the
there's a lot of stuff
general
to do
public into it.
Yeah, which is fine. And it's still, I think the gameplay is really good. There's a glitch in there that your troops won't chase guys down after a while, and you have to continually tell them to chase running enemies down, which is a really huge problem.
Yeah, because
still not fixed. I don't know how that's still not fixed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I still really, I don't know. But at the same time, I've had a really good time. Playing with it. And Mortal Empires is better. I didn't like the campaign with the hurry up.
Yeah.
You know, like your other enemies are
moving to the spiral of
the vortex.
Vortex.
I don't like.
Yeah.
I like to take my time.
Yeah.
And Mortal Empires is a big, wide open sandbox.
Oh, that's sick. That's cool.
And it's the whole world. Yeah. And just do what you do. And I love it. Yeah. I'm like, it's kind of recharged me into Warhammer 2.
Okay, that's cool.
Because I'm playing as a Warhammer 2 faction.
Yeah.
And I've got this massive map now and no time limit. And you can just play.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's nice to have.
Yeah.
So it improved it quite a bit. But yeah, not the same impact that the first Warhammer had. I think they maybe should have waited another year and done like another DLC. I feel like a sequel 1 year later is like, boom. It's like, right, it's kind of weird.
I don't know about that.
A little strange. Other than that, there's only a few left that I wrote down. I don't know if I'm missing any games you guys wanted to talk about outside of any of these ones. Like
no, not.
Because like Assassin's Creed was next, which we actually already pretty much covered today. Mario. Did you ever? Oh, you don't have a Switch yet, do you?
No.
I keep thinking
did.
you have a Switch.
I know Jimmy got one.
Yeah.
Or Jimmy got that Mario game. He said he loves it.
Oh yeah, I've heard it's amazing.
Yeah. Again, another fresh take on a classic Nintendo series.
Exactly, and I thought it looked like shit.
I know. I remember this E3 trailer. You're like, what the fuck is this?
I thought it looked fucking horrible.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy to be dead wrong with that. And then Wolfenstein 2. That was the last one that I wrote down because there was a lot of games that came after that. Shadow of War came out after that. Star Wars Battlefront came after that, which is just a whole nother thing. That's the whole EA thing that we covered to death.
38.
Yeah.
Just go. I mean, I didn't want to put it on the list. I was like, fuck you guys.
Not even worth it. Yeah.
There wasn't too much else
at the end of the year,
other than that. But man, what a fucking year!
Crazy ass year. And we skipped a lot of stuff.
There was like a ton.
Yeah, I was like, there's a lot of games out there this year that came out that I still want to play. So, but yeah, crazy year. One of the best years in recent memory for me.
Yeah. Absolutely, for me too.
Yeah, it was like it was like what every day I had something to play, come home and play. So every day.
Yeah, there was never a time where I was like,
yeah, exactly.
I have nothing that I'm in the mood
summer lull didn't even happen.
There is no such thing as a summer lull. No, they just pumped out, pump, more, just kept coming. I don't know. I really enjoyed it though. I thought it was full of stuff, and I think we should do another podcast here soon. That's like looking at 2018 and what you guys
possible games coming out in 2018.
I think 2018 might be another good one, especially if you own a PlayStation 4. Mm-hmm. They should have like 3 or 4 fucking huge exclusives coming out. Hopefully, Spider-Man and God of War.
Dude, pumped.
We will be jumping into that, but I'd love to like just full on podcast about all these games coming out because this is going to be another really good year. Maybe make some bold predictions. Some bold predictions.
God of War is going to win Game of the Year.
You think so?
That was quick.
I don't know. I don't know what's coming out on Switch. I don't know if... I don't know. I mean, is Cyberpunk coming out at some point?
Dude, I don't know what the hell's happening with that thing. What is it? When was the next... They said it was like 2019 that it was coming out or something like that? I'm like, what?
You guys are forgetting about Death Stranding.
Oh, yeah, that's not coming out this year.
That'll be the 2022 Game of the Year.
That will probably will be 2022 Game of the Year. There's like Final Fantasy VII Remake that I don't think is ever coming out at any point, but maybe it will.
They're still talking about that?
It was like 2 years ago. It was like announced 2 years ago, and it's still...
And they've barely even like started on it. But I kind of feel the same way about Death Stranding.
Yeah. Same. I
you just picked your engine. Yeah. Interestingly enough, they picked the engine that Guerrilla Games made for Horizon.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
He played Horizon. Yeah. He's like, "This is amazing. I'm buying this. I want to use your engine."
Yeah, game engine.
That so I'm wondering what's up next for them. Guerrilla, like, what does Guerrilla do now? And so there's all kinds of stuff. So that would be an awesome podcast. Any final thoughts on 2017 in games? Anything at all?
Crazy ass year. Hope you were rich to buy all the games. God damn.
If you weren't rich in money, you were rich in spirit.
I know.
Spirit,
Right?
yep.
What happened
Whatever
to that
great game you're
GameStop
playing.
rent thing?
That's starting very soon.
Oh, really?
I believe
Okay,
this in early 2018.
If you are interested in playing any of those games, get that.
Get that, yeah. I need to stop and talk to them about that. I think they're starting to do it here soon.
Oh, good.
Very
okay,
soon.
Cool.
So yeah, that'll be something. That'll be something cool. So there it is, guys. That is our game of the year, or not? Well, sort of post game of the year show. Our 2017 year in review. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we will see you next Tuesday, as always.
Peace.